Okay, so this is pretty good light. I'll tell my story here about Stanford's. So it was 83. My son Nathan was about 4 years old, and I was alone and needed to get a job. So I was hired at Stanford's as the shop manager. Now, I love books. I'd worked in publishing in the States. I'd worked at University of Colorado for 10 years, so I had good book experience, and I was hired to manage this store. Well, I did know there were challenges, but I didn't know the depth of it until I got in, when I discovered that there was a group of people who'd been working there for, I don't know, 5-10 years, and they had well established their own rhythm and their own patterns. They were kind of radicals, Christian radicals actually. I say that with a smile because that wasn't a hesitancy for them. That was what they said they were, and they came when they wanted and left when they wanted. They didn't like to log in or have any specific hours. So the store was owned by Phillips, which is a very big academic book company, and they didn't like this at all. So they hired me to sort it out, and I did, and I loved the people. They were genuinely nice people, but they just weren't going to play by the rules. So I had to fire them all, and there were about maybe 6 of them that we let go, and I wasn't happy with that. That was what the bosses wanted me, and I was a little more impressionable in those days. I wanted the job, and I really loved it. I mean, being in a bookstore that sold maps and travel books was like my idea of heaven. So I did fire them all, and they went outside and set up pickets. Went on strike. They went on strike for about, I don't know, it must have been 6 months. And Nathan was going to daycare on Shelton Street, which is just a little bit over from Longacre. And he was going to daycare there, and I was going to work. And then I became pregnant with my second child, and they let me go. And that's how it was in those days. They didn't have to hold your job for you. And yeah, so that was how it was. And I'm going to go back now and take a picture. The building is still there, and it still says Stanford's. And I went on to do other things in the computing industry after I got settled a bit. I was hired at W.H. Smith Computer Center, where I learned the art of selling computers, and that was the next phase. But so Covent Garden was my hangout place. I used to come here all the time. It's now grown so much. This is Floral Street, and at the time there was just a place called the Sanctuary, and I don't even see it anymore, but it's a really beautiful street with lots of market cafes and shops, and fascinating story. We all have our histories, all have our stories, and that's mine in Covent Garden. Okay, I'll take a picture and show you Stanford's. Okay, this is Stanford's as it is today. Oh my goodness, I think it's a cafe, and then this Lush is behind it. Wow. Okay, I'll turn around and take a picture of Stanford's.